And we're in.
Oh man, what up, fool?
What's up, Marcus?
What's up, brother? It's been a
There's
minute.
dust on the microphone.
Oh no, that's yeah.
There's actual fuzzies.
Yeah.
How have you been? What's
Good.
happening?
Good. Just doing shows and spending time with the family and trying to change my life, dude.
Yeah?
Trying to
Building it from the ground up? You're trying to get healthier? I'm trying to get healthier? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're trying to. Yeah, definitely.
Two fat guys trying to become former fat guys.
Well, we're at our age, we are just trying to stay ahead of all the health problems that are down the line for us.
Sad.
It is it is true.
Just delaying that terrible doctor visit.
Yeah, I mean, as I'm looking at a Patrice O'Neill cutout.
I know, isn't that? I know. I look at him every time and like have a sip of soda or something.
Yeah, it's like another one lost.
Haven't we all learned?
Yeah, and so no, it's good. It's good. Like my rude awakening, so to speak, was I was having sex with a lady.
Oh, spicy.
It was good.
Yeah.
And then she said that sex is not bad, but it could be more enjoyable if I wasn't so windy and sweaty by the end of the session.
Is that what that was, like a verbatim? That's what you said?
Probably maybe more brash. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't remember. All I know is when you hear something and you just take it to heart, and even if it's like done in a more strategic way, you're just like, I heard what I heard.
You're like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like crossing a line.
Yeah, it'd be like if I don't know, you got out of a pool and you're like, how does it look? And you're like, and the girl just gives you it's not a happy
Everyone's wincing.
Yeah, like a wince. It's not a yes or a no. It's just like it's indifference. You're like, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah,
and in your mind, she's just like, you got the tiniest penis, whatever. It's like like that whole Seinfeld episode. I was in a pool. Yeah. And so all I was
Shrinkage.
like. All I heard was like, oh yeah, we would do this more often, but you're just so out of shape and sweaty and fat. That's not what she said, but that's what I heard. It
I know. I've been there. I've been there in the same situation, and it's like it is a good motivator because you want to have as much sex as possible.
Yeah, and then also it to me it said like, oh yeah, we could go further and longer. We could do more of this. But you just get so winded.
Yeah.
So I was like, well.
And slippery. You're probably all slippery.
Oh, man. And I mean.
She's like, I can't grab onto you anymore.
And so I was just like, well, where do we go from here? And then, yeah, it just. Then I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't. Then I'm doing a drag show coming up. I'm doing a drag show where I'm in, like, usually when I do the drag show, I'm in a bathing suit of some sort or something.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, I don't want.
Do you do like a coconut bra or like some sort of bra?
I do something. It's always something. I'm in an actual swimsuit usually.
Oh, okay.
But usually the punchline is my body. So fat.
Wait, like you said drag show, right?
Yeah.
So like a one-piece woman's bathing suit?
Honestly, in the past, I should have done a one-piece. Actually, I did do a one-piece for one of them, but usually I do a two-piece because they're cheaper. You can buy the bathing suit tops and bottoms somewhere. They're cheaper. I mean, I bought the top and bottom for $1.50. It's like 75 cents a piece.
Really?
Yeah, it was at a clearance at
and it may be the best outfit a woman could buy, a bikini.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that maybe a guy's favorite?
And it fit me. So, and this was at a larger, like I'm sitting right now, I'm sitting at like 260. I didn't really lose any weight, but I've toned up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like right now, these pants are like a 34.
Yeah.
That I'm wearing. I mean, they're still a little snug or whatever. That's because I got giant fucking legs, but the waist fits. Like I could actually move them up a little bit and stuff. I was wearing a pair of 36s last night and they were falling. I have to wear a belt with those. And I was like, what the fuck?
Your waist is a 36?
Standard size, yes.
Yeah.
But those were ones that had like elastic in them, so they were a little bit looser for a 36.
Yeah.
So that means they were probably like a 37. So I'm no longer 38. I'm no longer 39 or 40. I am a 36, probably a 36 waist, even kill across the board. With certain brands, I can wear 34s.
Oh, okay.
And which is crazy because I was regularly routinely 38 to 42.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
So it's the clothes are fitting better. I'm wearing stuff that like, it's snug a little bit, but it was before it was like so tight that it actually hurt, like that type of tight.
Oh, like regular size. Do you ever shop at those fat guy stores, DXL or
no? I don't need to anymore.
Yeah,
I don't need to. Like,
but have you ever?
No, just
No?
because my thing is like
I love how
expensive.
they say big and tall, but like, who's going in there that's tall? Like, where do you see tall people?
Well, tall is good.
Fat people
Here's
everywhere.
where I found out tall is good for us. You know, you ever lifted up your shirt and your belly's hanging out? That's what tall shirts are good for.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. The longer, yeah.
So I would get like a large tall.
Yeah,
And
because it's like it's a longer distance. A t-shirt has a longer distance to go on a fat guy because your stomach,
your chest and everything is
and it gradually goes out.
Yeah.
You know, if you got a belly, so it's like it goes out
this
and then.
shirt, well, this is a little bit longer for this type of shirt, but like this shirt's almost like a muscle tee type thing, and but the
I like wearing a t-shirt that has some drape to it. Like, you know, it's like feels drapey on you.
Yeah. It depends. It depends on the outfit I'm wearing. Sometimes it feels too drapey.
You dress like you're gonna fuck someone up.
Yeah, I dress like a Syrian bouncer.
Yeah.
Like, you why you look at me like that? You know, like, it's yeah. So it feels good to be in. I would say almost like fighting shape.
Yeah,
like I was I think I was telling you earlier. When I went on vacation recently, I didn't want to lose momentum because I had been literally there was in the past 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks or whatever, I literally only skipped one day, and I don't work out like intensely or anything. I just work out like
consistent.
I do at least 10 of whatever exercise. So like 4 or 5 different exercises, 10 at least at the minimum.
Yeah.
And then some days are way more intense than others. Like, but I didn't want to lose that momentum because I lost one day. Just because I was like, well, I don't need a streak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, I was just feeling kind of sore, so I wanted to take a rest just to make sure I wasn't injuring myself.
Which is beneficial, too.
Yeah. And but then what I do now is if I feel tender or sore, I'll foam roll, loosen up the muscles.
I've never done that.
I do some yoga stuff.
Yoga, I do.
Just to loosen up. And then
you ever go to yoga class?
I've been to a yoga class once. It was a while back. And
I mean, talk about meeting ladies. Ladies are at yoga class.
Yeah, but I'd be farting, dude.
They do too.
Yeah, but they're kind of stinky. So like it's not just a
you
loud
fog out a whole studio.
Yeah, I one time I silent but deadly the room
that
I was in. It was a free yoga class. It was in Orlando, and my friend invited me. She was really cute. I really liked her. And so I was like, I'm going to be in the back though because I sweat and I don't want to be around people, very self-conscientious about that even before this whole thing, And I'm in the back and I just crop dusted the shit out of that room. And I let it out. I'm like, oh God, no. I was like, I don't smell anything. And then I saw the most horrified faces just like they were getting ready to do like tree pose or some shit. And just the fuck is that? Like just that look, and they're all looking at each other, and it's a room full of ladies, so they're probably like, is it like feminine odor or something? They're just like all trying to figure out what that stink is, and I'm just in the back just like, I'm the only guy in this room. They're gonna figure it out.
Trapped in there, like you can't. Oh man, that's rough.
And I knocked
was that
out
hot yoga. That would be even.
No,
worse.
it wasn't. What they call Bikram yoga or whatever. It wasn't Bikram.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just regular yoga. But I wasn't the only one to. You're right. I wasn't the only one that farted. There was somebody that let one out, and it was loud. It wasn't stinky. It was just loud.
I mean, you're like bending over into weird positions and like laying down and getting up, and it's like it just happens naturally.
And you're just breathing. One of the things I found out is one of the poses is dude, that shit gets me horny, bro.
Yeah,
it's called frog pose.
Oh yeah.
And so you put your arms up in like a push up position, and your feet are like you look like a frog basically.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to. It's good for women. That opens up their pelvic floor or whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
And but it was like the whole time I was like, I want to boom this whole place. I don't like it. I don't like this. I can't go out in public doing this pose because. They're like, "Are we gonna flip it? We're gonna put a baby pose." I'm like, "Can we just stay in frog pose?
Just a
little bit of a chub here." Yeah.
I used to do hot yoga, in OB, and I used to go to this little independent studio, and it would be 20 hot girls and me, and I always went to the same teacher, and it was this really hot, yogi, like she was like the epitome of like yogi type.
Oh shit.
Lady, and It was always great. I never farted out loud, but I remember it would be really hot. It would be like 105 degrees or whatever. And so I mean, just sitting on your mat, you'd start sweating within a minute or two.
Yeah.
And then once you started doing it, you like really pour sweat. And I remember, when I don't know if you've done the exercise or whatever, when you're like, when you're getting ready to pass out in your vision, you start blacking out. And it's like the darkness is like closing in on your vision.
Oh shit! I don't think I've ever got. I've worked out till I threw up. I never got to that point.
Oh, this only from doing warrior pose, which is like a lunge. So it's like hard on your legs.
Yeah.
Which takes a lot of like heart rate.
Yeah.
But we're doing that, and then our arms stretched out really far.
Yeah.
So it's like your heart has to pump blood to your arms far, and then your legs are.
Oh, it's hot too.
Which is very basic for someone who's in shape, but like I even back then I was just like a fat comic,
Yeah.
And the teacher used to be like, Dan back there is a comic. She used to fucking like pitch me to the class. It never worked once.
Yeah.
Not even a nibble. But I remember just being like having my arms out and be like, I'm gonna pass out. Okay. It's great though. It's wonderful.
It's funny. It's funny to think. It's funny to think you're yoga. And you're like, I'm gonna pass out. We just started. Like you're not even like an hour into.
People are still showing up.
Yeah.
They're fanning out their mats.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. They were like, they would open the door and the air conditioning from the door opening would like waft in, and it would feel so good because it was so hot.
Yeah.
And you would just be dripping sweat immediately.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have that out here. They must.
Well, yeah, they do. They got hot yoga. I like saunas. I like working out.
Dude, I love a sauna. I want to get one, and Kelly won't allow it.
Saunas are amazing.
She doesn't even know what she's missing. So it's amazing.
but also at the same time, we live in Florida, so most years you can just step outside.
You just walk around outside and get the same effect.
You just like pick up leaves or pick up sticks
in
the yard and get the same effect.
Is that really what's happening? It's like you're heating your body up basically to sweat it out? Because that happened. I do yard work here, and it's like it's incredible how much you sweat.
Yeah, and now the only thing about a sauna is where it's a little bit safer is it's enclosed, so you're not getting the direct sunlight.
Yeah,
you're not getting like the radiation and UV rays and all that bullshit.
You're also not physically exerting yourself. You're just sitting there.
You're just sitting there. Now you could do that. You could do that still here. You can find a shaded area even on like the hottest days, and just put on a sweatshirt or something. Put on long sleeve, and just sweat. Or they have sauna suits.
Yeah.
Sauna
just wear
suits
like a garbage bag.
Sauna suits, and then when it gets
sleeves cut into it, like a tank top made out of a Glad bag.
Yeah, I used to make my own. I used to make them out of trash bags.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I used to
damn.
cut holes, and then at one point, because I remember when I was trying to go for wrestling, trying to cut weight and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like I think I was sitting at 195, or no, I was sitting at like 205, and I was trying to drop to 195 or no 175.
So this is high school.
Mm-hmm. And
what was your lightest weight in high school? What, like 9th grade to 12th grade?
180.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. 180 was my lightest.
Yeah.
And I weighed that twice. I weighed that in like my freshman year, and then when I got older, I was I think it was a junior, and I weighed 180. And that's against my body type. My body type 180.
Yeah.
180 at 180, I had a 6-pack.
Yeah, basically. I got down to 172. I want to say was like my lightest in high school.
Yeah,
but I was literally starving myself.
I wasn't starving myself, but I was working myself to death. I would so what I would do. This is common. I would jog 2 miles, 4 miles total. Then I would go home, and whether the grass really needed cutting or not, I would cut the grass, and I would wear a wife beater. Yeah. I'd wear a trash bag, a sauna suit, and then a sweatshirt.
God damn.
Yeah. And
that's sweaty.
And then I would peel off. I would peel off once it gets too hot. And then the sauna suit, there was times where I would open up the sauna suit because it's got elastic on the bottom.
Yeah.
And it would collect the sweat.
Oh god.
In it, and it would pour. And it literally looked like I poured out almond milk.
Oh god.
Oh, it was gross. It was milky. Yeah, fucking disgusting, dude. Yeah.
This This podcast brought to you by Silk.
Silk almond milk. Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. It's just a bunch of fat guys.
That's how it's made. Marcus just jogs around.
This jog, yeah, this fucking jog in a sauna suit.
That's what it tastes like.
And you pour it out in your fucking oatmeal, or your honey bunches of oats.
Yeah, put it in your coffee and feel ethical.
Oh yeah, I was like, God, this coffee has such an earthy
I'm
taste.
saving the world with my nut milk.
It has nut milk. It has such an earthy taste. Yeah, it's very earthy.
I decided to get in shape after COVID. I got COVID real bad, and it affects
Recently, right?
Yeah, recently.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're if you're fat, it hits you worse.
Yeah.
And I got it. I got it. It hit me really hard, which I think it could be probably a number of things.
Yeah.
But when you're sick, I feel like all you want to do is feel normal again.
Mm-hmm.
And then while I was sick, I was doing everything I could to feel better, and I was like, I don't really do this much in my day-to-day life, like optimal, just trying to feel as good as possible through like nutrition and stuff.
Yeah.
Using it that way. So I was trying to like rethink things.
Yeah.
I think getting sick, you're just like laying there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, but when I got COVID, I got COVID a while back with the OG variation.
Yeah,
and one of the things I realized when people had got COVID is they would stay dormant. They wouldn't do anything.
Yeah,
and they would stay sick for a long time. And so, and then also another thing is there was the worry about blood clots.
Right.
And so what I did was I stayed active. Well, I actually let myself in a extended stay hotel. Cause I live with family.
Yeah.
So like,
I one.
I had to. So I isolated I got a shitty extended stay hotel, and I was in there for the week, and I would get up, take hot showers.
Yeah.
Hot showers. Cough up as much bullshit in my lungs or whatever as possible. I coughed up so much at one point I was like coughing up like blood.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then but then I would walk around. I'd do like I'd walk and do like a knee high, where you bring your knees up to your stomach, like bring and stuff like that, and then sometimes go back in the shower, take a hot shower, and just try to sweat it out. Sweat it out and keep moving. And then I ate hot like ramen, so I had like spicy chicken ramen, and then like I remember my brother.
The broth is probably good.
Yeah, chicken soups, hot soups is what hot soups, hot noodles, hot stuff. And then I don't usually eat a lot of spicy stuff, but I did then, and it induced sweat. So I had maybe 3 days of symptoms for the variation I had. Whatever I had it bad.
Yeah.
But if I didn't do all that, I think I would have been one of those 2 week people. Those 2 week sick people.
Yeah.
I was done with my symptoms after 3 days. I broke my fever, and yeah. But then after that, I realized, man, I'm a little bit healthier than I thought I was. Because as bad as I was eating, I should have died. It should have killed me. It should have killed me. As bad as the variation that I got, I should have been dead. So that was it. Like after that, I started doing a little bit of calisthenics and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But then recently, because of that whole, wanting to get motivated to be, be ready for the moment,
less sweaty in the sack.
Yeah. But then here's another thing.
I feel like it's a good sign if you have sex to the point where you're sweating. If you're both sweating, that's good.
Well, I talk about it on stage. I'm like, I talk about like, well, I'm sweating because I put in effort. I'm trying for you.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But one of the things that was cool was like yesterday, we were listening to some music at a mic, and I felt the groove and I started dancing. Now, mind you, I'm wearing like a long sleeve shirt and I'm wearing blue jeans, and I'm like, because it was cool outside.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm inside dancing, and I'm really not sweating that hard. I'm going hard. I'm going. And like, oh, okay. I'm not really winded. So I was like, that's good. And then the other day I fell asleep in my friend's car. They were talking and driving. I was tired. And I fell asleep, and they didn't have the heart to wake me up. And I woke up on my own, and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And they're like, dude, I didn't want to wake you up. And I go, how bad was I snoring? And this is what they said. They go, you weren't.
Oh.
And I was like, oh shit, did I lose weight to where I mitigated apnea symptoms? Did I fucking
maybe?
I don't know. Like, and that's
no. I will attest to it because I had a weight that I just actually reached it. Where the last time I was that weight, Kelly was like, "You stop snoring," and I was like, I don't have sleep apnea, but I would snore real bad, and I guess diet has a lot to do with that. And,
Well, it opens up your airwaves, and like when you have a lot of fat around your neck,
yeah,
it pushes against your airwaves, and
it's like you're wearing a thick scarf all the time.
Yeah, and I noticed the little the rolls on the back of my neck have gotten smaller.
Yeah.
Like I noticed like
you're down to like pigs in the blanket.
Yeah. It used to be dinner rolls, and now it's just like
Jumbo Franks.
Yeah. It used to be like it used to be that bread loaf, and now it's like it's just a Hawaiian sweet roll. Back there. Yeah, that was another red flag too. Was like I was hanging out with a friend, and their kid was like, What's all that in the back there? Like they were like, what are all those extra layers of skin back there?
You look like Bam Bam Bigelow.
But it was like, I don't have those, and my mom doesn't have those, and I was like, oh man,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, and then
you can't be like, you little bastard.
The kid was like, what happened? And I was like, I wanted to be like, fucking sadness, kid.
Yeah,
sadness. This is what happens.
I eat a lot in my car.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people eat out of necessity. I eat because out of sadness,
Enjoy your milk and cookies.
Yeah,
you piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't leave cookies for Santa. I eat the cookies for Santa. Like, I don't know. By the way, Santa's not real. Fuck off, and then run away.
That's great.
Yeah.
We had little kids near us. Well, we just went to a music festival.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, this must be difficult managing children.
Yeah. I noticed also. I feel like a lot of people in Florida have what they call Florida feet. It's like a crusty
Jiffy foot.
Is that what they call it?
Jiffy feet.
Jiffy feet, where it's like crusty.
That's what Kelly told me they would call it at the beach.
Oh, Jiffy feet. I never heard of that. That
oh,
must
really?
be a beach. That must be a beach thing, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
said it was a Jacksonville, or like maybe it was.
Could
a beach
be.
thing.
It's like calling a young kid a jit.
I don't know what that means.
A jit is a Florida thing. It's more like a hood thing.
J-I-T?
J-I-T, jit. Jit? Look at that jit over there. That jit over there. Yeah. It's a Florida thing, apparently.
Is it short for legit?
I don't know. Yeah, too legit.
It's not spelled.
Too legit to quit. Hey.
I don't know any young slang. I feel very disconnected from the youth.
Oh.
I don't make an attempt to like keep up with it. But it's probably ripe for material.
Yeah.
I don't quite I understand a lot of young people are anxious. That's all I know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's common,
Yeah.
I have anxiety. I didn't realize it until...
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, mine's pretty gnarly. I didn't realize how bad it was until I talked to people and they have bad anxiety.
What causes it? Do you know?
Well, a lot of anxiety is
women complaining that you're fat.
That I'm fat in bed. Yeah, that's causes a lot of anxiety when you're just trying to make her feel good, and
you just start doing push-ups on her.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Does this make you happy?
Yeah, and that's my fault too, because I like my women in guard. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You're like, you got
like
a reverse.
I want them to orgasm neckline. And know how to escape. like that's what I want them to do. I want them to come and know how to do a reversal.
Reverse,
yeah. You're gonna, you put the reverse in reverse cowgirl, girl. Come on, yeah. All right. So stupid.
It would be funny to if you had sex with a UFC fighter lady, and you were like in bed, and she just put you in a submission.
Yeah, and made me come.
She could probably just do it for fun.
Yeah, she probably. Yeah, we're going back to the mall stuff.
Mall stuff. Gotta go back.
I've been telling so many malls.
We should rename the podcast the mall security.
Well, I've been telling different ones. I've been telling. I talked to a friend who is very in tune with the spiritual world.
Yeah,
and I told her about the mall.
Who's that? Does they go to Mike's?
Yeah, she's new. She's new. Too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you've met her. No, you definitely haven't met her. I just met her.
Yeah.
but she's very in tune with the spiritual world. And like I was telling her about the mall and the fucking paranormal shit that I experienced there.
Yeah,
That was it was weird. Like I did a show with Mikey B. You know Mikey B.
I love Mikey B.
Yeah, I did a show with Mikey B. We did a show in Columbus, Georgia.
Oh, cool.
And we were just listening to music really loud and talking ghost stories.
Yeah,
It was a pretty cool road trip. And
I love ghost stories.
yeah,
It's so
and
fun.
we I'm actually doing a show tomorrow with Christian Blaker.
Oh, cool. Where at?
Fucking Georgia.
Oh, Georgia again?
Waycross this time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
How far away are those two?
Columbus, Georgia was like almost 5 hours.
Each way?
Yeah, each way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was. It's on the border of Alabama and Georgia.
Okay.
It's up by Fort Benning.
Yeah.
And so we were just talking ghost stories and just, like getting chills the whole time because it's like we were almost like trying to outdo each other on like how freaky fucking story was. But yeah, and then tomorrow I'm doing a show in Waycross, and the last time I was there, I used to do this used to be my closing bit, but I'm just gonna tell this true story. The last time I was there, there was a woman like very very butch, very very sleeveless flannel t-shirt,
Yeah.
arm tattoos for days, neck tattoo, short haircut, borderline mullet, and very aggressively heckling.
Yeah.
Drunk to the point where she threw up all over the table.
Yeah.
And then had to step outside. But she was heckling like, "I want your dick," like just saying like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we were just like, "I'll give it to you after the show." It's like, "You better bring it," like just like very like that. And the bar, I don't know if they still allow you to smoke inside, but at the time, this particular bar has been around for years in Waycross. It's like a staple, And the last time I was there, it was so smoky, I had to step outside after my set and go get some fresh air.
Yeah.
And when I step outside, she's there. She's there. And she is like, "Hey, buddy, man." I'm like, "Oh, God." And she's like, "I wasn't kidding about what I said." Like about to sucking me off or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Come on. And I was like, "Oh, sure." I was like playfully leading her on, like, "Come on, let's do this," And then she jumped ahead of me. And she's like motioning me, and then while she's motioning me to come on, she's like yelling at me, and she fucking starts throwing up, like, and then wipes her mouth. It's like, "Come on!"
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then she dipped around the corner, and then I was like, "All right, here I go." And she dipped, and I stopped, and I just went back inside.
Yeah.
And then I
you
waited,
gotta.
and then the crazy thing was I came back outside, and there was where she dipped off to. There was two or three semi trucks, and one of them had the lights on. There was some movement inside of
Wow.
it, and I'm like, "Oh, somebody is."
So they got a lot
Somebody-
lizard.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a lot lizard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. And so when I used to tell that joke on stage, I'd be like, she'd be like, "Come on," and, that whole thing. And she'd be like, "Come on," and then I would be like, "Yeah," and then we were together for 10 years or whatever, some bullshit, And then that was like my closer joke for like the longest time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was, and it was because it was at the time I was dating this girl that I was together with for 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, or close to at the time.
Okay.
We were together for whatever amount of time
Yeah.
we were
Whatever.
together.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Plug
one
it
time,
in.
one time she was at the show, and I did that joke, and they all looked at her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Was that you? Like, is that you?" And she's like, "I hate that fucking joke." And I'm like, "Well, maybe you shouldn't be such a
The
whore."
ladies hate when you write jokes about them.
Oh,
They
yeah.
laugh. They laugh about it, but they get embarrassed.
They get real embarrassed, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
you gotta write about something.
But yeah, so I'm going back to that bar tomorrow.
Okay. Cool.
I wonder if that.
So
Lady,
I hope that lady's still there.
Yeah, that'd be funny. She's there. She's like, "Hey, I remember you. Did I act inappropriately with it?" Like,
Or they have like an in memoriam sign on the
oh
wall.
God, I hope not. Oh fuck, that'd
She
be
got
terrible.
trucker murdered.
Yeah, yeah, that was.
So that's a real possibility. They
Oh, that'd be
truckers
terrible.
be murdering ladies.
Dude, that'd be terrible if that happened.
That's
that
how
night.
that's how the young people say it.
Yeah,
Truckers be murdering ladies.
truckers be murdering ladies, man. Human trafficking,
Yeah.
fucking terrible, dude.
Throw them in those cabins, whatever they got. Truckers are scary. Ever
Right.
since that whatever Candy Cane movie.
Oh, God, I can't remember the name. Candy
Joyride.
cane. Joyride. Candy cane.
Candy
Can I
Cane.
speak to my candy cane?
Man.
I think that was the same guy. The voiced it was the same guy who did Buffalo Bill from the Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, really?
His name was like Ted something. His real name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know the guy from Silence of the Lambs. And yeah, now that you say that, I definitely could
Candy cane.
see that being.
I want to speak to my candy cane. Yeah.
That movie's great. And then I think at one point they're like in a hotel and the truck like crashes into the hotel. The truck is just everywhere. They like just jump the shark with it. But it's great for a while.
It's like that movie Christine, the Stephen King movie.
I never saw that. I know.
Yeah.
I know Stephen King books always have like, outside of like The Shining and maybe a few other Pet Sematary, like they have a hard time going from book to screen. Everyone says like Misery.
Yeah, I think John Carpenter directed that one.
Christine? Oh yeah, Christine.
Yeah, and I was watching like a.
It's about a car, like a possessed car.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what's happening?
It's a possessed car and it repairs itself and everything. And so
And what does it do? Run people over?
It killed it. Whoever. It's supposed to be like possessed by a devil or a demon or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And whoever owns it gets possessed. Like it does its becking call basically.
Okay.
And eventually kills the owner, and it like takes the owner's soul or some shit like that. It's wild. But like this was filmed in 83 or whatever, 82, 83. And so like I saw some behind the scenes stuff, and they were like they had literally like 10 different Christines for different scenes.
Oh wow.
So they had one where it literally just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
It's for like because in the movie it gets destroyed a bunch of times and it repairs itself.
Oh.
Yeah,
like
and then
Wolverine.
then they had scenes where they did like damage to it slowly and recorded it.
Yeah.
And then reversed it. So like the dent they put into it gets popped back out and it's repairing itself. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's what I love about filmmaking in those days when everything was practical. You had to be so creative.
Right. Yeah.
You had to be so creative with it.
Did you say you wanted to make horror movies?
Yeah. I think we talked about that a while back.
My buddy just sent me one of my best friends he lives in LA. He made music for a while, or went to school for music production. And really? I think he didn't do it for a while, and then recently he's been messing around with it. And he just sent me like a 2-minute long track of horror music, basically.
Oh, really?
Like horror movie music. So it's like
atmospheric
horror. Yeah, like that kind of like tension building.
Yeah.
Stuff. And I listened to it and it was really great. And I wrote it back and I was like, man, I want to like edit video to this. That would be fun. I don't know how to make horror movies, but
it's one of the things I like about horror movies is as much as I love creature features.
Yeah.
I love like monsters and like monsters that have like aliens where they have it's robotic and all that, but they have flesh and they were able to make it like drip water and stuff like that and drool. I like that.
Yeah.
But I also like horror movies that leave a lot to the imagination. I think they're scarier to me.
Absolutely, yeah. When they don't
like the Blair Witch, like the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah,
like the Blair Witch Project was so spooky when it came out to me because it was, first of all, it was open ended, which is always scary, especially when you're like a kid. Yeah. We're like, wait, was there no solution? And we didn't kill the evil. Like the evil still exists, that whole thing. And then the fact that like with the Blair Witch, it alluded to what it looked like. They had people describe it, but you never saw it.
Yeah,
you just saw that everyone died or whatever, and then you're like. Then now your brain's like, well, this is what it looks like. No, this is what it looks like. I love that. Or the ones where there's no evil. There's no evil. It's a psychological thing. Like the head trip, like it's in your brain.
Yeah.
There's no beastie. It's just.
Yeah, that's real cool. I like that. Yeah. Or like the killers. Like, there's a great movie that's like that. It's called High Tension. It's a French movie. You know that one?
Yeah, I've seen both of them. I've seen the English speaking one and the actual subtitle Hot Tension.
Hot Tension. Yeah, that's a great
one. That's a grisly movie. Jesus Christ.
I love that. I saw that in college and I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What was I was just thinking of another one. Did you see The Sadness? It's like a newer zombie movie, or it's like a virus movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
But in the vein of like a 28 Days Later kind of deal.
Okay.
It was on Shudder, that streaming service Shudder, which is like a Netflix
horror. Yeah, it's just
it's
a
all
horror.
horror movies though.
Yeah.
And I think they do a free trial, like a 1 week free trial, or whatever. And it's worth it to sign up and watch. There's a few good things on it. There's a documentary on Alien, the making of the first Alien movie, called Memory, and that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's all like it's influence from these old comic books, and it will show like panels of these comic books from the 50s and the parallels of it, and it was really cool. And someone else is making another movie at the same time, so there's a whole story about it. But The Sadness is also on Shudder, so I would sign up, do the free trial, and watch The Sadness and that documentary, and maybe there's like history of horror, whatever else. But The Sadness is a zombie virus kind of pandemic movie, and it's fucking crazy, over the top, gory and violent, but it's really good. It's a really good script, really good, like well done.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I like highly recommended.
I like those type of movies. I also like some of the comedy horror movies that have come out.
Oh yeah,
like there was a movie called Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Oh my god, it's so amazing,
dude.
I love that. It's so fun. Shaun of the Dead is incredible too.
Have you seen Juan of the Dead?
No.
It is the literal Mexican version of Shaun of the Dead.
Oh really?
It is.
But it's like in Mexico.
Yeah, it's tongue in cheek. It is aware of the parallel between that movie and this, but it's like its own thing. It's good. It's good.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
But yeah, those three are like some of my favorite.
Tucker and Dale is that's probably my favorite horror comedy. It's so fun.
Yeah. And I love the like the reverse where they're like the kids think they're the bad guys and they're like, these fucking kids are crazy. Like, they're killing themselves. Yeah. That's I love that.
I love lovable stupid characters are always like they're always great.
Oh, have you seen Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
I like that one too. One. But yeah, going back to Alien, one of my favorite things was like this was a technique I used when I used to do short films, and that was not letting everyone in on the scene.
Oh yeah,
like they did that in Alien. And that was the scene with the chest burst. The first chest burst scene. And they knew that the cast and stuff knew that there was going to be a scene like that, but they didn't really explain the specifics. And then they had the thing burst out of the chest, and it was real blood. It was like real blood, like pig's blood or some shit.
Yeah.
And it like sprayed on them, and everyone's reaction is authentic. Yeah. And so
imagine that shock, like not expecting that and then just getting fucking
nailed with real blood.
Yeah.
So I did a short film years ago, and before I lost everything to fucking internet porn, I did a scene.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, did I ever show you that? Sorry, I might have told you.
No, that might be its whole episode though.
Oh.
What is it? What? Give us a teaser line for the next.
Okay.
For our next episode, you lost everything to internet porn.
2.5 years of work.
Wait, what?
2.5 years of short films, lost all of it because of internet porn.
Oh! You got like a virus on your computer and you lost the. I thought you meant you worked for like 2.5 years and all the money you made at the time from that.
You spent it on internet porn.
You spent it on internet porn, like paying for internet porn.
Oh no!
I was just like, damn, dude.
No, I would never pay for internet porn.
Yeah,
because in those days,
insanity.
In those days, you couldn't even get a full clip. You had to it was just like 40-second clips here.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, all right,
I remember reading like erotic stories on the internet. It was like there would be like naked pictures, but also description.
Oh yeah,
that was easier to post.
Yeah, I remember reading that. I remember reading a Penthouse forum.
Yeah,
in magazines. Fucking.
No, that's awesome.
But the scene was the movie. The movie was like a thriller. It was like this team of like bomb specialists are getting killed off one by one.
Yeah,
so it wasn't like a horror movie. It was like a thriller. It was like you ever seen Identity? The movie Identity?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like where like people are getting killed off. Like who's the killer?
Yeah.
And so it turned out it was like my cousin, but like there's a scene where one of my sister's best friend at the time, she's like laying out in it was also my way of getting because I was still in high school when I was filming this particular clip or movie or whatever.
Yeah.
It was my way of getting like gratuitous bikini stuff, you know. So it was like my sister's best friend who was a little bit busty and kind of thick or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had her. The scene was she was laying out. She was part of the team. She was laying out, and then somebody like pours her like a lemonade and then stabs her to death or something like that.
Oh shit.
You know? And so the scene was I had a real knife, and I told her I'm gonna take this real knife and I'm gonna get to here. Like here's your stomach and here's here. Like we're talking for those we're talking like an inch. I'm gonna stop there like an inch before, maybe 2 inches, a couple inches before her stomach.
Yeah.
And it's a real sharp blade. I popped a balloon with it. I think it's real sharp. I said, then I'm gonna put a cork on it, and I'm gonna come at you with the cork. And I'm gonna poke you with the cork. You're gonna get hit with the cork. You're not gonna get hit with the blade. Just so you know. Well, what I didn't tell her was, that I had finagled the cork to like slide on there real quickly before, like, so I took the blade and then I took the blade and I showed her, and then I put the cork on there without her really knowing, and I came at her and I touched her stomach, and she lost her shit. Like she thought she got stabbed. She legitimately thought she got stabbed. She reacted like she got stabbed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet her brain like went full panic.
Yeah, because I was like, here it goes. I said I'm gonna get to you, and then we're gonna pause, and then we're gonna do the scene where I poke you, and then so when I came at her, it was already corked. And I came at her full speed, and then I tapped her stomach, and just the mind fuck of wait a second, that's not what you said. And it was like, oh, like she like fucking jolted, and it was perfect. I had that on there. And then the scene where
Was she mad?
yes, she was fucking furious. She was she was mad, and then she started laughing. Like it was one of those things, because it was like, who wants to be tricked like that? Like, we think you're gonna die.
Would you like if you were making that again today? Would you do it the same way, or would you tell her?
No, I would probably tell him. I mean, I would probably do it the same way. I would do because that's how you get the authentic reaction.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're working with friends and stuff. They're not actors and stuff. Like if I was working with like trained actors, I'd be like, we'll do the scene. You can fucking act. Like,
yeah.
But I was working with my sister's like.
Is it fun working with your friends, and then some are like really good actors, and then some are terrible?
I'm doing it right now. My buddy Jake in Orlando is filming a pilot and an actual web series on YouTube.
Yeah.
And all of the people involved are comedians, and it's just weird to see how good some of these cats are in their scenes. And like for example, like I'm doing a scene with a guy named Dean Napolitano, and he's been doing comedy for like over 30 years, but he also has been acting for 20 plus years as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's been acting for a long time. He's been in like
I'm dying to meet him.
He's good people. Good people. I used to have him at the room I used to do. And
St. Augustine one.
Mm-hmm. And he was the first headliner actually, and no, the second headliner. But he's been in like some of the Transformers movies. He's been on all kinds of TV shows, Army Wives. He was in a movie called 999 with Woody Harrelson and all these.
Oh, cool.
He's a legit actor.
Yeah.
And I got to do a scene where I'm playing like his muscle.
Okay.
Like he's a nefarious boss. His sketchy boss, who's like maybe a mob guy, who knows? And I just played this sketchy, skeevy henchman guy, and they have plans for me for other scenes where I just pop up. I'm just there. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like a Silent Bob. You know, that was original plan was I was gonna be like a Silent Bob guy who fights people. You know, but now I have lines in it, but the scene was so cool because my buddy Jake is a better actor than I thought he was going to be. He's actually really into the role. Because I worked with him a couple times on sketches. And then Dean is just like, he brings another level of professionalism to this whole production. So I'm in a scene now with the main guy and then Dean, who's like the best actor of the group. And my thing is, they gave me a small role. My role was just, I'm just there. I'm there, and then I point. That was supposed to be the thing, but I'm like, no, there's no such thing as small roles, only small people. And so I was like preparing for my role. I was like in the corner, just like drinking water and just like spilling this a little bit out, just like almost like I'm drooling and then like mumbling to myself, like trying to make myself like look crazy. And they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, that no one gave me any guidance for what my character's supposed to do." And so that's why they like working with me, because I just come up with stuff because it's like,
Yeah. You just
And
gotta
so
fill in.
then I found out working with Dean, my character works well with him, and so it was just cool. Like it was cool knowing that I could potentially act
Yeah.
as a thing, because I was
Especially
like,
when you're working with a good actor like Dean, they make it a lot
I
easier
can
to
gauge.
work. Like,
I can gauge my ability because he's not a fucking Academy Award winner, but he's acted enough to where right now, if he went back to Hollywood, he could jump on shows and stuff as a background player.
And
easily.
they make it easy to, because they like really react to you and they incorporate what you're doing and stuff.
Yeah.
And they really like, it's amazing. People who are good actors, it's like a real thing. I am not a good actor. Like I was good. I could do improv.
Yeah.
I could do improv and I could do stand up and I could do sketch and I would act in sketches, but I could only really play dumb or angry really well.
Okay.
And that's like, that's, I think.
Yeah. No.
I think probably the easiest thing.
Yeah. That's me. I could do dumb or angry, real well, but like working in that scene, I was able to work on like nuance.
Yeah.
Like subtle stares and like.
Are you good at displaying emotion?
To some extent. I mean, I've been known for it on stage, so I can only imagine I can translate. I just got to be able to see my face. Like I wish my eyes were buggier, you know what I mean? So you can read my eyes better.
Yeah.
I don't have that. Like that's the only thing about having like these. What? Am I asleep or am I awake?
All your Filipino into your eyes.
No, yeah. That's it. That's all I'm Filipino at.
Yeah, I did long form improv for 6 years.
Yeah.
And the director of our group he's really great at improv and he's good. He still does it a lot of stuff. And he said to me, if you could learn to display emotion, you'd be so great at improv. Because I was good at it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I could only do like the thing.
Yeah.
And I don't display emotion in real life,
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know how to do it.
I did improv not too long ago. I did
oh yeah?
I went to a show.
First Coast?
Yeah, I went to a show and I just
like they volunteer you to.
Yeah, well they no one volunteered and I was like, I know how this goes. Like if someone doesn't volunteer, they're gonna ask again and it's gonna show off the momentum of the show. I said, fuck it. I raised my hand and when I got there, everyone like there was like 5 improv actors and I think 3 of them knew me. Like,
cool.
Yeah, 3 of them knew me. So like it was like
this is cheating.
Well, 2 of them, 2 of them are like the founders of it, and the other one was someone that's new that I know. And once they found out I was the volunteer, they were like, okay. And so they were like, and so it should have been like a 3-minute segment. I was up there for like 7-8 minutes, dude.
That's awesome.
They had me. It was a segment where they had me like whatever the voice of God improv person said, or like they were my voice, and I had to do everything they said.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then,
so you
so they're like, my name is Tommy, and I had to act like that. And they're like, I'm gonna do a ballet dance, and then I was spinning around doing ballet, for 8 minutes. 8 minutes of me just playing along to everything, because they knew who they had at their disposal,
Yeah.
And it was so funny because like afterwards, a couple people were like, "Wow, you're really good at that. You should try this.
You should
try comedy." That's exactly what they said. And then I talked to there was a girl after the show. I talked to her. I was like, "Hey, it's so funny you said that because it turns out I'm a comedian." And
they get pissed. They're like,
"No, she was cool.
That is really cool. I mean, it's nice when you could blend the two because it's a lot of. I don't know how it is here. I think it's like the scenes are small enough where it's like everyone could get along,
Yeah.
But in San Diego, the improv people did not mix with the stand-up people. There's very little crossover between the two, and they both did not like each other.
Oh, this is weird because this room plans on now. I'm doing the first stand-up show at that room.
Oh, cool.
I'm headlining the first stand-up show. And then they have shows that they've been trying to get me on, but every time they reach out for a date, I'm booked.
Yeah.
And it's a storyteller show where the comics, it's mostly comics and other people, but mostly comics are reaching out to, will tell a story, like a funny anecdotal story, and then they'll get off stage, and then the players will then reenact that story.
Okay, I've done
shows like that before too. Yeah, but they're doing
I
those
forget
too.
what that form is called. But.
So what they're trying to do is it's primarily it's an improv studio.
Yeah,
it's the from what I understand the only brick and mortar improv studio in the history of Jacksonville.
Oh, cool.
The other ones where they rented out a space that already existed. Like this is like built it with the sole intention of this being their hub, and it's a cool spot. It's a really cool spot, and but yeah, so like they took a while to open because they had to deal with liquor license bullshit and stuff, and so they finally got that circumnavigated, and so yeah, they've been doing shows for a couple months now, and they've been wanting to reach out to the local comedy scene because it's like you can either create like a division or you can just work together, and
you're so much better off working together.
Yeah, and so and now I wanted to warn the comics. Good.
Oh no, I was gonna say I never knew why there was that division. Out there because they like people would argue over the art form and
and it's just a purity thing and it's also comics are so jaded. Stand-up comedians are so jaded. So yeah, I can see it. You're watching it and there's very the acting and stuff in a lot of these sketches are very Disney-esque. Because I went to the Dirty show that they have. They have on Saturday night. Sometimes they have early show clean, second show dirty improv.
Yeah.
So I was part of the more adult improv.
Yeah, that's fun.
And but when you're doing corporate, so you have to be kind of hokey and like.
Of course, yeah.
I'm a caterpillar, like it's yeah.
We used to describe it as improv and stand up is like theater kids and psychopaths.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and they're both annoying in their own way.
Yeah, and I mean, but the thing is, in a city like Jacksonville, where the primary art form here is
music.
We talked about music.
Yeah, it's like a rich music history or music city.
And so anything outside of music is always a bastard secondary child to the music.
I noticed that I've gone to a handful of live music things here, and there's like people who are I've seen a lot of the same people, a lot of like devoted, and there's a lot more put towards live music here. Whereas like I felt like. I was used to more of a balance. It was like all the shows were high quality, but like here the music, there's a lot of really like high quality music production stuff going on.
It's a weird history, but it's a rich history here in Jacksonville. Like so, you got going back to like Ray Charles and stuff days. You got like there's a rich jazz history here, blues, rich blues, and then Southern rock. Basically, Jacksonville was like the epicenter of Southern rock.
Yeah.
And then going into like the early 90s hip hop scene, like not the gangster rap, but like the more fun like club stuff.
Yeah.
Like the 69 Boys and 95 South, they're based that year. And then you got then there was Limp Bizkit, the new metal Limp Bizkit, and then that paved the way into this like weird post new metal kind of alt grungy type of like, so it was like a Yellow Card and like Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Shine Down, bands like that. And so, and then there's a lot of indie bands that are prominent in like the weird indie scenes. It's a real rich music history. And there's not a lot of comics based out of Jacksonville. So Little Duval.
Yeah.
And there's probably like a comic or two, but they're not big. But Little Duval's the biggest one.
KP Burke.
KP, but he's not like a household name.
Yeah,
but
I heard him on some podcasts and stuff. I love when he pops up.
Do you know him?
I don't know. I've never met him.
Oh, that's my boy, man. KP's awesome.
No, I know he's from here, and I know he like will message. He'll like message on like Chris Buck's.
Yeah. Oh, KP's such a fucking. I did a drag show with him.
Oh yeah,
like last year I think. Yeah,
I loved his special. He had so many like.
Escape from Jacksonville.
Yeah, he had.
And he performed at the Mod Castle, which is the performance room next to the Quick Stop from Clerks, the gas station.
Yeah,
it's all in one plaza.
Yeah,
and Kevin Smith now owns all of that. So he recorded a special at the Mod Castle. Which
okay.
Yeah, it's
That's cool.
it's the performance venue in that same plaza. And then like he's a regular opener for Bobby Kelly and stuff like that. And
That's awesome.
yeah, he's it's weird.
Speaking of getting healthy, Bobby Kelly lost a bunch of weight recently. I don't know if you've seen pictures of him.
Yeah,
he looks really skinny.
Yeah, he's. I mean,
well, not really skinny, but I mean,
at one point
he looks
a
lot thinner than he was.
Yeah, at one point you just have to. Or you die. That's it. So I mean, that's the full circle of this whole thing. Is like, you can. I mean, yeah, probably for comedy's sake, I'd be like, I want to be fat forever, and it's like, I mean, that's not gonna happen. You just end up a mural, and people just like, man, what would comedy be like if that person was here?
I wonder what he would say.
Yeah, and instead he's got to wonder, or you can, I don't know, just try to do
not
better.
Die so young.
Just not better, but yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, well,
losing.
It's not fun to be dead when you're young, but it is cool to be foolish. Our darkest ending yet.
Oh yeah, goddamn.